deep inside the darkest heart of the Amazon rainforest, where even sunlight struggles to reach the forest floor and where every sound feels like a whisper from another world. Explorers have searched for centuries for something unbelievable, a hidden city, a place shrouded in myth, mystery, and death, a city so ancient that even indigenous tribes speak of it with fear and respect. They called it many names, but history remembers it as one thing: of the lost city of Z. Our story begins with a man whose obsession changed his destiny. In 1906, a young British officer named Colonel Percy Fawcett stood before the Royal Geographical Society in London. The room buzzed with excitement as he presented maps of a region no outsider had entered before. Fawcett spoke of a city made of stone, older than European civilizations, hidden beneath the endless green of the Amazon. Many laughed, but Fawcett's conviction was unshakable. He believed that deep within Brazil's Mato Grosso region lay the remains of a highly advanced society, one capable of monumental architecture, astronomy, and written knowledge, a civilization lost to disease, conquest, or perhaps some ancient catastrophe. Fawcett had found fragments of pottery, strange symbols, ruins swallowed by vines. He became certain that these clues were pointing toward Z, but the journey to find it would be unlike any expedition in history. The Amazon was a world of its own, and unpredictable, unforgiving, and merciless. Explorers disappeared without a trace. Tribes who guarded their territories allowed no intruders. Diseases, insects, and river predators claimed countless lives. Yet Percy Fawcett was undeterred. For him, the unknown was not something to fear, it was something to conquer. During his early expeditions, Fawcett developed an unusual reputation. While other explorers relied on large crews, he traveled light, often with only a few companions. He believed that the forest had a spirit of its own, and too many outsiders would anger it. Some locals even whispered that he communicated with the forest like a shaman. They saw him as someone protected by invisible forces. On one journey, Fawcett encountered footprints unlike anything he had ever seen, a massive, deep tracks that sank into the jungle mud. He believed they belonged to an unknown creature, something prehistoric. When he returned to London and reported the findings, scientists mocked him. Yet he held on to every detail, every clue. All of them pointed to one thing: a Z was real. After years of planning and research, Fawcett launched his final expedition in 1925. This time, he brought only two companions, his 21-year-old son Jack and Jack's close friend Raleigh Rymel. As they departed from the town of Cuiabá, Fawcett sent a final letter to his wife. In it, he assured her that the city was close and that they were on the verge of their greatest discovery. The three men disappeared into the forest and were never seen again. The disappearance triggered one of the largest rescue efforts in exploration history. More than 100 people went searching for them over the following decades. Many of those rescue missions ended in tragedy. Some explorers turned back after hearing warnings from indigenous tribes. Others claimed they heard strange sounds deep in the jungle, voices calling for help, echoing through the trees, even when no one was there. Rumors spread. Some believed Fawcett had reached the city and chosen to stay there. Others believed he had been killed by hostile tribes. There were claims that he had been captured by a secretive tribe that protected the ruins. One story even suggested that Fawcett had become the leader of a hidden jungle community. But the most chilling theory was whispered by tribes who lived closest to the deep Amazon. They said Z was cursed. Whoever sought the city with greed or pride would never return. In the 1950s, a man named Orlando Vilas Boas, one of Brazil's greatest explorers, spoke to members of the Quilapolo tribe, believed to be the last people to have seen Fawcett alive. According to them, Fawcett and his team had entered their territory starving and exhausted. The tribe warned them not to continue, explaining that dangerous tribes lived beyond their land. Fawcett ignored the warning. Days later, smoke rose in the distance. The Quilapolo believed that Fawcett's group had been attacked and killed, but they never found the bodies. No skeletons, no belongings, nothing. This absence of evidence only deepened the mystery. Fast forward to the 21st century, a new wave of archaeologists and researchers turned their attention toward the Amazon. Modern technology, especially satellite scanning and lidar mapping, began revealing something astonishing. Beneath the forest canopy lay the traces of vast geometric earthworks, networks of roads, canals, and circular settlements, massive structures that were once part of a thriving civilization. These discoveries suggested that millions of people may have lived in the Amazon before European arrival. Their cities were interconnected, organized, scientifically advanced, and carefully engineered to adapt to the rainforest. Suddenly, Fawcett's claims didn't sound impossible anymore. In fact, they seemed prophetic. One archaeological site, Kuikugu, located near where Fawcett vanished, revealed even more stunning evidence: giant plazas, fortified walls, engineered fisheries, and extremely advanced agricultural systems. Carbon dating suggested that many of these structures were still active during Fawcett's time. Had he been closer to Z than anyone realized? As scientists studied these findings, they uncovered something more mysterious: an entire system of ancient dark earth, known as terra preta. This soil was incredibly fertile, created through a secret method used by ancient Amazonians. Even today, the exact process remains a mystery. Some believe it was a controlled form of bioengineering, others believe it was knowledge passed down from an even older civilization. Was Z not just a city, but a network of cities? Even stranger were the patterns carved into the ground: perfect circles, interconnected squares, and long roads stretching for miles. They resembled symbols seen in old tribal legends, symbols that described a mythical city of the ancestors, glowing with a golden light. Local tribes still tell stories about a hidden place where the jungle opens itself, a city protected by spirits, where outsiders cannot go without losing themselves physically or mentally. These legends, passed down for centuries, describe tall stone towers, glimmering pools, and halls filled with ancient inscriptions. Some explorers claim that these legends are directions disguised in metaphor. Others believe they are warnings. Even today, some areas of the Amazon remain unexplored. The forest is simply too dense, too dangerous, too unpredictable. Satellite images reveal patches of land that seem to hide geometric shapes beneath the canopy, but getting there on foot is nearly impossible. Some scientists believe that one day, the lost city of Z will be uncovered in full. Others believe it was swallowed completely by the forest, leaving only fragments behind. But a few people, those who study Fawcett's journals closely, believe something more extraordinary. They believe Fawcett succeeded. They believe he reached the city, entered its heart, and was willingly absorbed into it, becoming part of its story forever. Perhaps he found what he was looking for. Perhaps the city wasn't meant to be found by the modern world. And perhaps, hidden behind layers of vines and mist, the secrets of Z still wait, untouched. A broken bar just beyond the final bend of the Amazon River,